when working with younger clients who are still building their financial base, how do you help them prioritize between emergency funds, retirement savings, and mortgage acceleration?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that absolutely requires some planning. Also, I like to have my first-time home buyer or younger clients work out a budget and take a look at where their money is going on a monthly basis to see, what they're bringing in, which is an easy one, payroll, your income, but where it's actually going in terms of where you're spending your money. And this can help, set a path forward in terms of how to best balance out savings for a potential home, maintaining savings for retirement and a rainy day or emergency funds, but also maintaining the lifestyle that you want to have. So the answer to that, I think, and you've got probably, you have a wide range of clients. The answer to that's going to be different for everybody. But I think at the end of the day, if you are younger and you're prioritizing, over the next few years, I do want to buy a home, there's maybe a heavier tilt towards saving money in a FHSA, or an RSP. If those are maxed, then maybe, a TFSA. I think when you're younger too, you also want to take advantage of any employer plans that you've got because many of them will provide some matching contributions. And that's an easy, quick way to boost your savings. And I would, that's the kind of thing that you go through with your clients in a planning session, right?
Yep. Yeah, we would say, what's your time frame? What's your risk tolerance? It's all part of a financial plan, and budgeting is definitely part of it. I think some people, when they hear budgeting, might shriek and say, am I going to the dentist or something? But really, the way to think of a budget is just like, how much can you allocate to something that you're trying to build tomorrow while still, keeping your day-to-day lifestyle the way you want it.
Sure.
And then projecting that. So if you say, hey, I need an emergency fund, what we would say is call it 3 to 6 months of savings, 3 to 6 months of expenses. If you're looking to retirement, as you mentioned, really max out those employer contributions. Yeah. And if you're looking to a mortgage, then you might do exactly what you just said. First home savings account generally comes first because of the benefit weigh-in.
Yeah.
RSP up to a current maximum of $60,000, and then from there to a TFSA. But, just as you mentioned, it's all about speaking out the plan. Who are you as a person? What's your risk tolerance and what's your time frame?
And it's funny, many of my clients that go through the budget worksheet that I send them, we will oftentimes find ways to save the money somewhere. It can be a real eye opener to see how much is spent on restaurants and going out, or how much is spent on streaming services and internet and all this kind of stuff. And usually we can chisel out some savings somewhere to allocate, that money towards maybe, saving a little bit more or paying off the mortgage if they already have one. So the budget, you're right. It's never a fun thing. Nobody ever wants to do it, but it is a great feeling once you have actually completed it and you have a visualization of, where your money is going, because it really puts you in control of your money. And that can be a really powerful feeling when you are getting to the age where you're starting to plan for retirement, buy a home and whatnot. So I'd encourage everybody to, go through a budget. And also, even if you've been through a budget, a lot can change in 12, 24 months. So it's always a good idea to maintain that control of your money and take a look at your budget, every year or two, if not, right?
Yep. I think the operative word there, Jesse, is control. I think a number of people might say, especially these days, younger buyers, first-time home buyers, that the goalposts are moving further and further away, despite them working, a job that pays a good amount, but the house purchasability is still far in advance. Sometimes it might seem like, what am I doing? Why am I saving? If I can almost never afford a house, I might as well just enjoy my life. I do think there's some level of respect to that. I think there's also, if you can take control of your investing and your finances and your budgeting, you can have both.
Yes, absolutely.
You can prioritize a little bit more one or the other. I'm not saying take all your money and never travel again. It's take some money, put it away, take some money and save it for your day-to-day life.